So hello guys, I am Mishit Kumar Jha and today we would be discussing the solutions of code forces around 937 So the problems were quite easy. We would be discussing from A to E, although I have solved F, but let's discuss only A to E. So A was a very simple problem, just implementation based, where like you were given steer, peak or neither. So three digits were given to us, namely A, B, and C. Now, had to determine whether they form a stair, a peak, or neither of them. So the conditions were given, like what is a stair if B is in between A and C, like A is less than B and B is less than C. And a peak was if B is greater than both A and C. Now, we had to outprint stair according to it or peak, and otherwise we had to do none. So let's see the solution. Quite very easy implementation based problem. You see, I've taken the input, the test cases are here. Taken the input. So same conditions I have put in. Then I'm printing either stair or peak, or if none of this matches, then we have to print none. So we are done with the first problem itself. Okay, now let's look at problem B. Upscaling. So multiple approaches to do this problem, maybe makes grids of 2 comma 2. First let's read the problem. So you are given an integer n, output a 2n into 2n checkboard made of 2 into 2 squares of alternating hash and dots, with the top left cell being hash tags. So let's say if n is 1, so 2n into 2n, so like this has 4 grids. So now what can we see? So the approach that I used in the contest was to look at every particular cell. So like let's say for n equal to 1, just a second, let me open writing pad so that I can explain it a bit better. Okay, so let's say I have my n equal to 1 this time. So I have 4 cells to fill. And I know that this is a 4 grid. So like 2 cross 2 grid. So I can simply put hash. So this was a very small test case. Therefore we can't, really obtain a result out of it. Let's have n equal to 2. So the grid is already made. How do we determine? You see the first two rows. The first two rows, the hash are like, the first two. How do I explain it? Let's say n equal to 4. Let's take an example for the sake of simplicity. You know, and if I have a 8 comma 8, 8 comma 8, this board. Now you see the first two rows. In the first row, two rows, what is happening is that there are 4 cells with hash, then 4 cells with dots, then 4 cells with hash, then cells with dot. Next line, next two rows, we are having 4 dots first. This time we are having dots first, and then hash, then dots, and then hash. So it was straight away implementation. If you see, uh, basically, if you see it here, you see I have got it. So I made an array. I don't know why, but we had to directly see out. So you see, if I plus 2 by 2, so basically check the parity. So let's say I'm on the 0th row right now. Yeah. So 0 and first, I want they should have hashes on the first and second like that. So I will check according to that. If I plus 2 by 2, is odd, then that what that means is that we are having first 4 cells as hash. Okay, and then the next two rows we are having dots, so else we are having dots. Now here also, where to put hash or where to put not put hash, again the same condition, j plus 2 by 2, if it is 1, then we need to put hash, otherwise we need to put dot. And it is the vice versa in the next case. Let's talk about problem C. I think so this was a bit easier than problem B, although I got 1 WA on this. So given the time in 24-hour format, output the equivalent in time in 12-hour format. Some casework, casework, basic casework. What I did was, the first two digits, an approach to this problem. The first two digits represent my number. I took them as a separate string. As you see, the first, see, you can see for the first, I hope. Yeah. So first you have taken, then I plus this s of 0 and s of 1 in it, and then I have a num and the stole function. This stole function is string to ll. So basically I'm converting 0 9 in, it is in the form of string, but now it would be 9. That is a, what? It is a number. Now, once I've done this and I have got second also. So if num is 0 means that is 12, 12 in night time. So that would remain same. But that 0 0 would convert into 12. Yeah. So second part would remain same and it would be AM and we would get 12. Now if num is less than 12, then we have to print directly, SAM. Of course, you can see 11:35. So 11:35 AM. And then if num is 12, then this time we have to print S and PM. It starts PM now. I have decremented num with 12. Now num less than equal to 9 and else why I have put, because like for below 9 I was printing this num. So like for below 9 it would just print 9, but the output was the required output was 0 9. So that's why I made two separate cases. So for 10 and 11 this would run, and for 1 to 9 this would be running. So this is minus 12. That means like if it is 23 then minus 12 11, 23:41, so 11:41. So it's just basic casework. A pen and paper would help you a lot here. Okay. Now talking about D was classic problem, like last before we had, I think so, the C problem, just like it pre-computation based. So here also easy pre-computation, nothing more to do. If you run a code of till 1e5, because n is till 1e5. So if you run a code till 1e5, then basically what you would get is, if you run a code till 1e5, you would get to know that only 32 such binary decimals exist. Only 32. Okay, so I have taken those 32 in a set. Yes, you can take it. And a bit of greedy idea here, that we can, until and unless a particular binary decimal divides my current number, I will keep on dividing, because I want it as less as possible. I want to convert it to 1. Always it would, most probably it would get converted to 1 somehow, or some other binary decimal. So first I pre-computed. So like I have got all the binary decimal in is, like if is of I equal to 1, then it's a binary decimal, otherwise it's not. So if is of n, like that means that my current number is a binary decimal, I will print yes. Otherwise, until this is true, like until it divides n, the my current in iterator divides n, I will keep on dividing it. Okay, so that it reduces and is of n, and then I print yes. Otherwise, it's the answer is no. Okay, if is of n, so either n would be 1 or it would become some binary decimal after dividing it. Okay, so we have got problem D also. This was also very easy. Now E. He had a slight math work, number theory, as you can see as the tag also, number theory, strings, So a slight of math work was there, that when we are repeating for some positive integer x, we only need to check its divisors, like the string length and its divisors. So uh let's see a case, ABAA, 4 ABAA. Okay, let's see it. 4 A B A A. Now the divisors of 4. 1, 2, 4. Exactly. Now, if this ABAA is there, we want the minimum. So I will start from the minimum. What I did, I sorted this vector form in descending order. So it became 4, 2, 1. And I ran a while loop until, you see my code now. Um, just a second. Yeah. Mhm. So we dot pushback I, we dot pushback and yeah. So you see, I have sorted it in reverse order. Computation is quite easy. This is a basic, root and root and complexity work. So you can find it online on anything. Like find all the divisors of a particular number in root and complexity. Now I have sorted it. Now TF is false and TF is false. That means basically TF is false means, if MP dot size equal to 1. So we just wanted to check TF, and because I have put a condition, TF is false. That means if I have not received any solution till now and V dot size greater than 1, that means, the answer is always there for n length n. If Slavic G is there, Slavic G and Slavic is there. There is no possible way except for 13. If I take the whole string, do it one time. So the number of differences in the string, that is made by concatenation of some substring, and the string which was originally there, that can be at most one, so it can be zero also. So the answer always exists as the number itself, n itself. So I have created a map and then a simple basic, loop to get all of those strings of x size. So let's go. So for one, my map would contain MP of A, B, A, A. So MP of A would be, that's a string right now. That's a string right now. Would be 3, and MP of B would be 1. You see, MP of A would be 3, MP of B would be 1. Case 1. Now here only. Let's suppose we have three cases. Let's say we had a C also. MP of C. Can I do anything right now? No, I can't. Why? Let's have a proof. So for this, let's say, okay, so if I choose any particular index for A, I have two differences, For B, I have many differences, four differences. And for C also, I have four differences. Now I can't choose. Now, so I have clear in my mind that if MP dot size is greater than 2, then I don't have a solution for this. So what we are doing is popping it out. So pop out, pop out. Otherwise, let's get back to our original string. Let's get back to our original string. Sorry, I don't know what happened just. Let's get back to our original string. ABAA. Quite easy observation. Now if this is not there, if MP dot size equal to 2, then what we can say, if it is n minus 1, one have to be n minus 1 and one have to be 1. If this is true, I have a solution. No, nothing to go where anywhere else. TF, we will do true and we will move out. And if I have only one, then it means of course I have a solution, because there is no competition right now. Huh? So this is what, and if one more condition for MP dot size equal to 2 is that strings, the both the strings should have at most one difference. So I've put a check function here that tells me the number of differences. So string 1, string 2. Now if one of so I can check the number of differences very easily through this for loop. So you can see these codes. So v dot pop back, and v dot back is always our answer because it's the smallest element that we can achieve. Okay, so I hope you understood the solutions, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.